Today, I am going to break it down for you step by step and make it crystal clear on how to conduct user interview so that going forward, you can conduct better interviews. So sit back and let's learn. What is user interviews? It's like having a friendly chat with someone, but with a purpose to learn more about their experience, their needs, and their preferences. So here's a step-by-step guide on how to conduct user interviews. Number one is to make sure you prepare for this interview. You need to define what your goal is for meeting this person. Define what you want to learn from the interview. What questions do you need to ask? Then, once you have that, go ahead to recruit participants. Find people who match your target audience or user personas, right? Then schedule interviews. You need to set up a time and place for this interview. Make sure it is convenient for both you and the participants. You can also have a virtual interview anyway. Then go ahead to prepare materials. Have all the necessary materials such as interview guide, consent form, and your recording devices. So if you're doing Vini virtually, you need to let them know that you're going to record the call, seek their permission to record the call. If you have any guidelines, that's interview guidelines, you can display it on the screen for the participants. Then the second step is to try to build a rapport. Introduce yourself to the participant. Start by saying, hello, my name is Pamela, right? Explain the purpose of the interview. You need to also build trust. Make the participant feel comfortable by being friendly and approachable. Always remember, it is not a job interview. The person is there to help you understand, to better understand your product. So try to build trust and a rapport. Then explain the process to the participant. Reassure the participant that there are no right or wrong answers. At the same time, do not try to impose your opinion or bias on the participant when trying to explain. You need to make sure you keep it open so that the feedback you get from the participants is free from bias, either from your own imposed opinion or the participant predetermined opinion. Number three, ask open-ended questions. Start broad. Begin with general questions to get a conversation flowing. For example, can you tell me about your experience with, you mentioned the product or the feature you're testing from. Then go ahead to probe deeper. Ask follow-up questions to dive into specific topics. For example, what do you like or dislike about the product or the feature? Then listen carefully. Pay attention to what the participant says and avoid interrupting. Let them speak freely and express their thoughts. It is while they're speaking that you pick out relevant information, both the said and the unsaid ones. Try to listen to the body language also of the participants. The fourth step here is to use active listening. Show empathy and understanding towards the participant's experience and feelings. If you're unsure about what a participant said, ask for clarification to ensure you understand correctly and try to summarize key points back to the participant to show that you're listening and you're following and you confirm your understanding. Another step is to keep the conversation going. Ask the participant to share real-life experiences to illustrate their points. Avoid leading questions, expressing your opinion during the interview. Stay neutral to get unbiased responses. And also be prepared to adapt your question based on the direction the conversation is going and the participant's response. Not because you came up with a script or series of questions that you want to ask the participant. That doesn't mean that if the conversation is tilting towards, let's say, another feature on your application, maybe that is not what you're testing for, that doesn't mean that you shut the client up or maybe go back to your list of questions that you already planned for, right? It's going to make the whole environment look awkward. So you need to be prepared. Also, try to wrap up at the end of thank the participant, express gratitude for their time and their contribution to the interview, then ask for feedback. Invite them to share any feedback or additional thoughts they may have. Then, if appropriate, offer compensations or incentive as a token for their participation. Then don't forget to document your findings. You must have recorded the conversation. You have a recording, listen back to it and capture any details that you missed. Then after the interview, compile your notes and summarize the key findings to inform your design decision.